Speaking of speech and social media, this from NBC News. Bill that could ban TikTok in the U.S. gains momentum in Congress. Legislation that would force China-based ByteDance to divest TikTok or risk a ban in the U.S. is expected to clear a key committee this week, setting up a future House floor vote. Now, I have to put a caveat. One of my predictions for 2024 was that TikTok would survive. And so this is kind of dangerous news for me. I risk losing a point here. So that's what caught my eye about this is the self-interest of losing bragging rights over my co-host when we do our end of the year scorecard.
Not only that, as Yahoo has revealed, my prediction about Ron DeSantis is on the verge of coming true now.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So he's going to gain one, and I'm going to lose one. Yeah. Exactly. Nearly half a year after a TikTok CEO was grilled on Capitol Hill, House Republicans and Democrats are joining together on legislation that would force its parent company, China-based ByteDance, to divest the popular social media company or risk the U.S. banning it from app stores. The bill is co-authored by the bipartisan leaders of the Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party, Chairman Mike Gallagher from Wisconsin, and Ranking Member Representative Raja, Krishnamurthy, a Democrat from Illinois,
who knew there was a Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party?
Yeah, I didn't even know that existed.
Did you know that?
No, I never even heard of that. Who knew? I didn't even know that was a thing. Who also serve on the Intelligence Committee. Both lawmakers recently returned from a visit to Taiwan and the greater Indo-Pacific region. The White House has signaled support for the bill while stopping short of endorsing it. On Thursday, the Energy and Commerce Committee, led by Chair Kathy McMorris Rogers from Washington State, Republican, plans to mark up the bipartisan bill and pass it, sending it to the House floor for a future vote. She said her committee has kept leadership in the loop and been closely working with the White House on the bill. Administration officials have provided technical assistance on the bill, she said. It's a very narrow, targeted bill that we've worked very hard to build bipartisan support, McMorris Rogers told reporters. This is about protecting Americans. The bill, dubbed the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act, what is that? PAFACA, they should call it. The PAFACA Act creates a process for the president.
Wasn't that the lemur Friedman was talking about?
Oh, yeah, the SAFACA.
The PAFACA lemur.
The SAFACA Lemur Act of 2024. This bill reminds me of the SAFACA lemur. Yeah, the sideways bipedal primate that reminds Joe Biden of Benjamin Netanyahu.
All right, that might have been one of my favorite Keaton moments of all time. Yeah, you remind me of the fuck.
Yeah, no, as Biden should tell that to Netanyahu. It was a very flattering compliment he should give him next time he sees him. You know, I had lunch with my friend Thomas Friedman. He said you remind him of the SAFACA lemur. He said he looks at you, he thinks of the SAFACA lemur. It's from Madagascar. That's a great compliment to pay a friend.
There was just,
that was one of my favorite segments we've ever done on any show. That was so much fun.
Yes, that's fun to even watch in replay.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're right. Like, we didn't know how funny that was going to be.
It's not that funny when you read it quietly to yourself, but when you actually read it out loud to other people, it's because really
it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous. Like he just keeps topping himself with each paragraph.
Right, it's like the guy at the bar who doesn't know when to stop, never catches on that his jokes aren't funny, just keeps going more and more and further and further.
Okay, and you see, you got giraffes in the savannah. It's like it just keeps going and going.
Yeah, no, that was a great one. That was a really funny one. The bill, dubbed the PAFACA Act, creates a process for the president through the FBI and intelligence agencies to identify certain social media applications under the control of a foreign adversary like China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea as a national security threat. U.S. lawmakers and intelligence officials are concerned that TikTok could be used by the Chinese government to access personal data from its more than 150 million users and show them videos that could influence their views on particular issues, including the upcoming presidential election. Testifying before Congress, TikTok CEO Xu Zichu has denied that the Chinese government controls the video sharing app and pushed back on suggestions China accesses U.S. user data. Why would they want to influence the United States presidential election? Like, both parties are pro-war. Like, China wants a ceasefire. There's no candidate for them in the race. Why would they want to influence voters? Influence voters for who? For who? It's not like they have a candidate. It's not like they have a dog in the fight. This bill is an outright ban of TikTok, no matter how much the authors try to disguise it. A TikTok spokesperson said in a statement, "This legislation will trample the First Amendment rights of 170 million Americans and deprive 5 million small businesses of a platform they rely on to grow and create jobs." Speaking to reporters Wednesday, Gallagher argued that he and other co-sponsors are not trying to ban the enormously popular short video app, nor trying to quash free speech. It is not a ban. Think of this as a surgery designed to remove the tumor and thereby save the patient in the process, Gallagher said at a news conference. That still sounds like a ban to me. If you value your personal freedom,
they want China to divest.
Yeah, they want them to sell it, which means, but why would they? It's a hugely successful thing, so like they're not going to. So in effect, of course, this will be a ban if it happens, and it looks like it will. If you value your personal freedom and privacy online, if you care about Americans' national security at home, and yes, even if you want TikTok to stick around in the United States, he said, you should agree to having Google brainwash you instead of China. Oh, no, that's not what it says. Sorry. I got ahead of myself. Sometimes I get ahead. Sometimes my brain moves faster than my mind, and I mix the words up. I told you that happens sometimes. What the article actually says is this bill offers the only real step toward each of those goals. The White House has signaled strong support for the bipartisan measure though it's still eyeing some changes. A National Security Council spokesperson said the Biden administration had worked with lawmakers in both parties, quote, to arrive at a durable legislative solution that would address the threat of technology services operating in the United States in a way that poses risks to American sensitive data and our broader national security. This bill is an important and welcome step to address that threat. The NSC official applauded Gallagher and Krishnamurthy's work on the issue and said, "We look forward to working with Congress to further strengthening this legislation to put it on the strongest possible legal footing." The president additionally urges Congress to do its part and pass comprehensive bipartisan privacy legislation, especially to protect the safety of our children. So it sounds like Biden is on board. Sounds like the House is going to pass this. The only place it could possibly find a hiccup, I would think, is in the Senate, but there's probably enough bipartisan support to get it through there. So it looks like the days of TikTok might be numbered after all. This is one of the reasons why we never really seriously tried to build up TikTok, because there was always a chance this would happen.
That's exactly why. We started to go on there, and they were making noises about banning TikTok for a long time. And if you read the room, tensions with China are only going to get higher over time as our principal geopolitical rival. So I thought a TikTok ban always had a decent chance. I didn't want to put all the time and work that would have been involved in building up enough followers for it to be worth it to then have it get canceled. In terms of the geopolitics of it, look, man, these are the games that nation states play. China, not in a million years, would allow the equivalent of TikTok run by an outside power in their country. We know they don't. They don't allow these social media platforms within China.
Well, this is partly why, don't forget. Like, yeah, why would they let Google crawl their AI around their internet when, we want to kick them out of this country? Right. It is statecraft, I guess, to a certain extent.
It's statecraft. All I'm saying is this is just what states do. Now, the real question is why we have such an antagonistic relationship with China. But given that, this is what a state is going to do. And on the other side, yes, China would never allow the equivalent of TikTok in their country.
Yeah, and it sucks because TikTok has become a hugely popular thing. I mean, it's going to be a major shock to the social media world. I mean, TikTok is more popular than a lot of us think because it's popular with the youngins, with the kids. But a lot of the Free Palestine stuff has been circulating there. They're blaming TikTok, a lot of it, for the anti-Israel sentiment that's going around.
I mean, it's gonna be very good for Reels.
That's true. Facebook and Instagram Reels. See, so now YouTube Shorts, Facebook, Instagram Reels, exactly. They're going to fill the void. Like, there's still video sharing
Those are
platforms that
going to
people will
explode.
use. Those are going to
Yeah,
explode.
yeah.
And
Like
those are
what
within
TikTok
control of the empire, right? And
within
so,
control of the empire. Yeah, no, that technology is not going to go away. It's just going to go. All that traffic is just going to probably go to Reels. From what I know
yeah,
of the
Instagram
space,
looks like it's
that
going to.
that's set up best to seamlessly simulate the TikTok experience. As far as the damage it's going to do, yes, there's that upside that you're talking about, but I think it's making a lot of people, as much social media is, but particularly TikTok, it's making the kids, the R word that we don't use anymore in case YouTube brings the hammer down on us.
Well, the social media, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's fine to, I mean, you could think that about social media, but like I said, it's not going to go away when you ban TikTok, right? It's just
It's
gonna.
true. It's true. It's just going to go
find a different
somewhere
platform.
else.
It'll go somewhere else.
But it's hard for me to look at that delivery of information as something that's not creating a tremendous amount of social harm. But you're right. That delivery system is just going to move to an American platform.
That's true. That's true. And like I said, there is the flip side of it, which is that people's views are being influenced. And like, why is it bad that people's views are being influenced by someone other than an American multinational corporation? Oh, I answered my own question there.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I mean, that's the thing at bottom. It's not that they care about the well-being of the consumers. It's that they want them to consume their propaganda.
Right.
They don't want competing propaganda in the mix.
Exactly.